Today in this video, we have collected the list top 10 US-based restaurant chains, which have now completely disappeared. Make sure to watch this video till the end to know about these historic restaurant chains. Subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for more information. Number 1. Howard Johnson's. Howard Johnson's, at one point the largest restaurant chain in the US, started out as a small soda fountain and newsstand in Quincy, Massachusetts, according to the New England Historical Society. Johnson opened a few more locations on his own, and then, realizing just what a success he was sitting on, partnered with a local businessman to expand even further. Sadly, that expansion also set the chain up for incredible failure in the mid-1970s when the US energy crisis hit. Hogyos couldn't compete with new menus and cheaper prices, while emerging chains like McDonald's remained more popular with younger consumers. And just like that, a restaurant which was once booming with customers came to an end. Number 2. Red Barn. When the Hungries hit the Red Barn. That was the earworm jingle for the popular Red Barn chain of restaurants, which was founded by a trio of restaurateurs in Springfield, Ohio in 1961. Despite the rustic exterior, Red Barn was known for being ahead of its time when it came to the food it served. Gigantic gourmet burgers known as the Big Barney and the Barn Buster were similar to the Big Mac and Whopper of later years. At its peak, there were between 300 and 400 Red Barn restaurants dotted across America. But as tastes in the country changed, business slowed and the chain was sold several times. The chain was never able to fully return to its glory days, and all Red Barn operations ceased in 1988. Number 3. Burger Chef. Although the name Burger Chef may only sound familiar today to fans of AMC's Mad Men, there was a time when it was one of the biggest fast food chains in America, with more than 1,200 locations across the country. Burger Chef was the first fast food company to market the burger fries and drink combo meal, dubbed the Triple Threat, which sold for just 45 cents. They also introduced the first fun meal for kids, with mascots like Burger Chef and Chef Yo-Yo. Sadly, as big as Burger Chef was, it couldn't withstand emerging competition from upstarts like Wendy's. In 1981, all locations of Burger Chef were converted into Hardee's, and Burger Chef said goodbye for good. Number 4. Beefsteak Charlie's, considering its all-you-can-eat salad bar, unlimited beer, wine, and sangria, and massive portions of hamburgers, steaks, ribs, and chicken, all available at ridiculously low prices. It's easy to see why Beefsteak Charlie's was a restaurant lover's dream in the 1970s and 80s. The first Beefsteak Charlie's was a popular sports bar that opened way back in 1910. By 1984, there were more than 60 Beefsteak Charlie's up and down the East Coast, all of which epitomized the chain's slogan, "I'll feed you like there's no tomorrow." In 1987, the chain sold to Bombay Palace Restaurants, which filed for bankruptcy just 2 years later, and by the early 2000s, all the Beefsteak Charlie's restaurants that remained had shuttered. Number 5. Brown Derby. As Los Angeles landmarks go, few spots can compare with the famed Brown Derby, the large brown hat-shaped restaurant that opened for business in 1926. Designed to be iconic, the restaurant and its 3 additional locations, which followed quickly, became a playground for Hollywood royalty. Actors like Groucho Marx, Rita Hayworth, and Clark Gable were all regulars and were also featured in the collection of celebrity caricatures that famously lined the restaurant's walls. Regrettably, the glitz and glam of the Brown Derby empire faded over time. In 1980, the first Derby location fell, taken down by disputes over building repairs and incredible hikes in rent. Number 6. Kenny Rogers Roasters. Although it started strong, the chain faced stiff competition from the likes of KFC, Popeyes, and Boston Chicken. In 1992, another chicken chain called Cluckers sued Kenny Rogers Roasters, claiming the restaurant had copied its wood-roasted chicken concept. In 1998, Kenny Rogers Roasters filed for bankruptcy and was bought by hot dog giant Nathan's Famous for $1.25 million. A decade later, they too sold the chain, this time to a franchisee based in Asia. Although it's vanished from the American fast food scene, the chain is still thriving in Indonesia, the Philippines, and Dubai. Number 7. Crumb's Bake Shop. Crumb's Bake Shop got its start in 2003 as a small mom-and-pop style bakery located in Manhattan's Upper West Side. But much has been written about what Crumb's Bake Shop did wrong and what led to the downfall of the once beloved chain. The company expanded far too quickly at a time when profits within single shops were already starting to decline. In the summer of 2014, all Crumb's Bake Shops were closed and the company filed for bankruptcy. Number 8. Cheese. For many, Cheese was the first place they ever got a taste of a chimichanga. Cheese was also the restaurant responsible for putting fried ice cream on the menus of Mexican restaurants across the US for a while in the late 1980s and early 1990s. This restaurant giant was the epitome of sit-down casual Tex-Mex dining. Founded in Minneapolis in 1977 by restaurateur and former Green Bay Packers star Marno McDermott, whose wife went by the nickname Chi. The company was designed to impart a celebration of food. As with all the most popular brands, competition gradually weakened the Cheese brand. By the end of the 90s, just 150 locations remained. Desperate for financing, the struggling chain filed for bankruptcy in 2002. Number 9. Horn and Hard Art. Horn and Hard Art isn't just a restaurant chain that has completely disappeared. It's a restaurant concept that's almost extinct in the US, the automats. Developed in Berlin in 1895, an automat is a type of fast food restaurant where all the foods for sale are served through vending machines with virtually no human contact. Horn and Hard Art was the undisputed king of automat restaurants. The chain began in Philadelphia in 1902, and during its golden years from 1920 through 1950, it expanded to more than 180 locations. Sadly, fast food took a toll on the automat tradition during the 1960s and 70s, causing many Horn and Hard Art locations to close. Number 10. VIPs. Similar to a modern-day Denny's or other late-night diner, VIPs was one of the first 24-hour restaurant chains in the US. The locations, which were usually near a major interstate, featured a delicious blend of breakfast, lunch, and dinner classics. Customers could order charbroiled burgers, barbecue sandwiches, and homemade soups. At its peak, VIPs had more than 50 locations, making it one of the largest restaurant chains ever based in the Northeast. The first VIPs opened in 1968, near the tiny town of Tualatin. Despite VIP's success, when the owners of Denny's offered to buy 35 of the chain's restaurants in 1982, its owners saw the offer as too good to pass up and agreed to the sale. Following that sale, more locations were sold in 1984 and 1989, bringing the VIP story to an end once and for all. Have you people tried these restaurants which are no more today? Tell us in the comment section and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for much more.